Well, I completely applaud Kevin Durant. He's absolutely positively on the money. And it's not just with his position, it's how he articulated himself. This is an individual that is from a black community. As Kevin Durant articulated, he comes from a community 95% black. So as a black man, as a minority in this country, he sees the direction that the country is in. He compared it to the previous administration. And in defense of Kevin Durant, even more so, let's be very, very, very clear. He's not necessarily talking about the politics because obviously you have conservative views, you have liberal and progressive views and what have you. And, you know, this country is divided along those lines, but that's always been the case. And that's what makes a country the greatest country in the world, because you can have that divide and still find a way to come together. What he was alluding to in comparing the Barack Obama administration to the present administration that is that of Donald Trump, he's talking about how divisive it is, how it seems to for lack of a better word, encourage divisiveness. And there's no other way to slice this. And so when he articulated that position and he made sure to elocute it from that perspective, I stood up and applauded him. Kevin Durant is a good guy. He's a good man. He's very philanthropic and charitable with his time and his money. He cares about his community. I think a lot of times people get caught up, Max, in thinking about, he and I in terms of our disagreement about whether or not he was going to leave Oklahoma City and where he was going to go. That's small potatoes to an issue like this. I am a black man, and I am here to tell you right now, individuals like LeBron James, like Kevin Durant and others make me incredibly, incredibly proud because they educate themselves on the issue. They harbor a level of sensitivity and sincerity when it comes to the plight of impoverished communities, not just their own, but throughout the United States of America. And when they articulate the points of view that they articulate, they never just speak about themselves, not just as individuals, but also not just about their communities. They speak about what America is supposed to be, the gorgeous mosaic that we're recognized for and we're supposed to be recognized for when we call ourselves the greatest country in the world. And they talk about how it's come up short in certain regards. So when you have the president of the United States that is alienating a populace to the degree that this particular president seems to be alienating folks, the fact that you have a guy like Kevin Durant who goes back into the community. It wasn't like he was standing on some hill distant from impoverished communities throughout this country. He's going all over the place throughout this off season, and he's speaking about the issue that needs to be spoken about. LeBron James has done that more so than anybody, and he deserves our kudos, but so does Kevin Durant, who's been a model citizen, who has conducted himself in pristine fashion, and I think that we have to give credit where credit is due in that regard. On so many occasions, we talk about the modern day black athlete and some of the issues that exist as it pertains to them. In the case of Ezekiel Elliott, domestic violence, Josh Gordon, weed and drugs, and, Martavis Bryant and others. But we don't talk enough about guys like LeBron and Kevin Durant from the standpoint of who they are and what they mean to so many communities throughout the United States of America and beyond because of their thoughtfulness, their integrity, and more importantly, in their entire careers, making nine figures now, making tens of millions of dollars. In the case of LeBron and Kevin Durant, hundreds of millions of dollars. They never forget, and they conduct themselves as upstanding citizens. You never hear about any troubles with those guys. They deserve our credit for that, and I applaud Kevin Durant on this day.